All right, all right, all right. Let's see if we can get ourselves some puzzles in this morning. Just a few puzzles to start the day. King was in check. We were hoping to drive the king this way, but notice this pawn has given the king an escape square to run away. So, material on the board. Boy, white is way behind in material. My goodness. Okay. So, are there ways to catch back up? All right, let's look at this. So let me think here. This is cutting off this. It's cutting off this. Notice the rook is cutting off here. So that drives the king to that one and only square. Which point in time the rook pops up here. Checkmate. Yep. Easy peasy. That was a rated 1500? That seemed a lot easier. Yeah, sometimes it happens that way. All right, that was a good puzzle. All right, let's check the next one. All right. So you can also see why that when one player is ahead in the game, they want to simplify down to take some of the complication away. For me, it makes the board easier to see when there's less pieces on there. When there's a ton of pieces on the board, there's just too many possibilities, and my brain, I just don't see all those options. All right, so I am black here. Material imbalance. Black has a rook to white's 2 pieces. So that is an exchange the pros would say favors white. However, let's see, what can we do? Oh, we've got, yeah. Let's see. If the rook goes here, it puts this guy in check. Note, the king cannot come here. So the king would have to go this way. Then what? I can't take because then he can just take back. And I can't even get my king in to defend because he's got that covered. All right, so that's an option I'm keeping an eye on. But something just doesn't feel right about it. Is there a way to drive that king further away? Notice my pawn is not fast enough. Even with the king here, right? So my pawn right currently sits in this kind of queening square. In order for the pawn to get to this square, it has to travel this much distance. The king is already inside. My opponent's king is already inside that queening square. So no matter what happens, my opponent's king can still race and get there in time. Granted, I do have the king cut off by this rook right now. But a simple maneuver like that would prevent me from queening. Yeah, that could even get there too. In fact, this could get here in time to stop that. So, okay. So it's not about the queening. I can't attack 2 pieces at the same time with my king, which would be nice, but I can't do that because that pawn's sitting there. So that was the correct move, but I just don't see the move order at this point. I'm not ready to trade my rook for their knight. So that square is blocked. If I were to go here, like my opponent can just repeat. This is not a protected square, so that doesn't help me. My king can't even approach this way. Like my king can't even go here and then up here to try to... What happens next? Boy, this one's taking me a long time, guys. Take a sip of water here, see what I can come up with. King could go back that way. Does that help at all? I don't know. What am I missing, guys? What am I missing? Okay. Okay. The only protector of this bishop is this knight. So would I trade my rook for both of their pieces, leaving me in an endgame where I am up a whole pawn? Yes, that is the case. They don't want me to continue this? Because, right, if he takes, I take. And if he doesn't take, then he's just down material. All right. I disagree. I think this puzzle should ask for one more step, but yeah, it looks like my opponent's next move is to go ahead and take care of that pawn, giving me an escape for my rook. And just wants to play an endgame bishop versus rook. Okay, I guess. All right. I don't 100% agree with that puzzle, but that's why I'm a novice. I'm a beginner. I'm still learning, so maybe as the years go on, or as time goes on, I'll start to understand those more and more. All right, my opponent is threatening checkmate. Notice I have nothing to defend this. So there's a couple moves I'm considering. First one is this, that just blocks this diagonal. So if my opponent tries to proceed with their plan, I can take back the queen because my pawn is blocking. This also comes with a direct attack on the queen. This exchange could be made, which removes the threat as well. Yeah, it looks like my opponent may have gotten a little too greedy because this is attacked twice and only defended once. So I might be winning free material here. It does mean I'm giving up a pawn, but in this case, giving up a pawn to take a bishop and prevent checkmate. All right, let's just check the move order here. Which way do we want to capture with? So if I capture with rook, he captures here. I trade. He captures rook. All right, so let's count the material on that one. I don't think that's the case because I don't think he's going to want to lose his queen. So I take bishop, he takes knight. That's an even trade. I take queen, he takes rook. He's down on material. That's not going to happen. Or I could just make the simple move and take with my... So I'm just debating on here on which the correct move order is. I don't know if it matters, except for, well, either way, no matter which piece ends up here, it's going to be attacking an additional piece of my opponent's. So this is attacking an undefended bishop, whereas if I go this way, it's attacking a defended rook. So either way would encourage my opponent to take back. I think I'm just going to go with the more standard moves. Oh, hello. So my opponent has decided that they're going to try to sacrifice a bishop for a pawn. Notice I'm not in any kind of check. If I don't have to take. Excuse me. It's still bright and early this morning. I don't have to take, but if I do go here, my opponent can slide the queen over. To what avail? I'm in check. I can just hide my king either there or there. And there's really no follow-up attack. So I can either take or I can move my knight. Where would I move my knight to, though? Back, right? Move it right back? No. Aha, don't move it right back because my opponent's got that square attacked twice. So I either move it here or I lose it. I move here or I lose it. So anywhere I move my knight, I'm losing it. Not here. Yep, I am. So anywhere I move my knight, I'm losing it. So what if I just take? Yep. So again, my opponent has this move here, but I am, I'm safe. I've got, oops, excuse me. I'm safe. I've got some escape squares. This guy is defended where it is, and if I try moving it, it becomes undefended. So I'll go ahead and bank the material. And yes, that was correct. That was a good puzzle. Wow, that's only, see, I don't understand some of the ratings on these puzzles. That says it was only a 1,200 or a 1,300 puzzle. And I found that much more difficult compared to the 1,500 puzzle that I got. All right, last puzzle for the morning. Last puzzle for this morning. At least last one that I'm going to record. I'll probably do a bunch of these on my phone throughout the day just because they're fun to do. Simple mind distractions. You'll notice a lot of times when I start a puzzle, I click back and forth. Mostly I'm just trying to lock it in my brain that what my opponent did. What is this move doing? So my opponent's taking a pawn. Did he have to take that pawn? That pawn was a passed pawn trying to push to victory. I had it defended here. And yeah, it would have caused concern. So yeah, go ahead and taking was probably a good move on my opponent's part, which leaves the material on the board mostly equal. Wow, I am down in pawns though. White is up 6 pawns to 2. Holy cow. All right. So 6 pawns to 2. I do not want to be trading material if I can help it. But this is cut off. If I were to go here, that would cut off. It drives the king this direction. I can come back here, drive the king away, and pick up a rook. I like the looks of that. All right, so this row is cut off. Why would this be a bad idea? Notice it comes with check, so my opponent has to respond. He doesn't get any opportunities to play any games as far as over here. Drives my opponent's king here, let's say. I go here, drives my opponent's king here. Notice he still can't cross back there. I take... His rook here can't get... I mean, it can get into the game, but it's not threatening anything yet. Well, no, wait. My rook would be gone from here. Ooh, I gotta be careful. I gotta be real careful, guys. I gotta be real careful, because my rook would be gone from here. So this rook would be gone, which would allow my opponent this check. I would have to move... He gets a queen. Ooh, boy. So this is why we don't snap to our first instincts. What if I move this guy here first? That gives my opponent a move. He could easily move this guy out of that optional pin. I go here with check. I drive my opponent here. I then go here. I go here. Opponent goes there. I go here. Opponent goes here. I have to take at that point in time. My opponent goes here with check. And I do not have the square covered to come back. I would have to move out of the way. And he gets a queen. And I can't stop it. Dang it. So I think I have to go here first and just ride the risks out. I don't know, guys. This one's not too clear to me now. I thought I had it. But if I go here first, my opponent can do almost anything. Most likely would be a double up. Or a double up this way, actually. Yes. So if I were to go here, my opponent's just going to double up there. So that way he can go here, try to force this exchange with check, drive me away, drop down. I have to sacrifice a rook, but no, he can't take back then because I've got it covered. I think I have to go here, right? Because if I don't stop, right, and I'm correct, right? The pawns are going I am black pieces, so my black pieces are going that way. White pieces are going this way. Yeah, so this is right on the verge of queening. And if I were to chase this guy around the board, he queens. So if I go here though, boy, I disagree with this. Because what happens next? Why can't I just go here? Oh, pfft. Because I can just take it back because there's no defender of it anymore. Oh my goodness. I spent all that time. I spent all that time agonizing over that. When if he moves that rook, I take the pawn for free. Sometimes, guys, I miss the most obvious things. You guys are probably screaming at me in this video going, Joseph, please don't be so stupid. So my instincts were 100% correct in this case, up until the point that I started playing around with this stupid pawn. Because no, as soon as he moves, that becomes undefended. Joseph. Well, that was a dumb one. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and post this up anyway, so you can see how dumb I am sometimes. Hopefully, you guys will learn from my mistakes, and that's what this is all about, right? You guys learn from my mistakes. All right, take care.